Hey guys, Philosopher here, and today I'm talking to you about the Wakandan rework. A lot of folks are excited about it. I've been getting all sorts of questions. People have been asking me for infographics, advice about building this team. And I've got to say, I think this is a team that most players should be skipping, and you all need to be very careful if you're going to be investing in this team. And there's a lot of reasons why that's the case. So let's get right into it. All right, so first of all, it's a starting point. Yes, one thing that's great about this team is that it is accessible to everyone. Unless you're a very new player, you probably already have all these characters. You can farm these four very easily. Shuri is one of the easiest legendaries to obtain. So that's all very good stuff. Yes, the team performs much better, after the rework. That's great too. And this is a team that is required for events, specifically the Chaos Theory event that you need to get the gold promos, which is a good thing. So what's not to like? Well, first of all, you don't need this team to be very big in order to get the 7th star of Chaos Theory. Okay, I did it with these two characters in blue gear. Black Panther, I think, a gear 9, which is basically the lowest level of purple gear. Killmonger, I think I had a gear 12 or 13, and then Shuri a gear tier 14, and I was able to 3-star the final Chaos Theory tier. So you don't need to invest more for Chaos Theory. Obviously, everyone should do that. Get to the highest level of Chaos Theory. But what about people who want to invest more? Well, I think there's a lot of words of caution that I have for you. So first of all, just is a starting point. We have a lot of stuff to build right now. People are going to be building A-Force and Young Avengers for the Scourge event. Some people are even going to be building Inhumans on top of that, right? We also have a new exciting team. If you're interested in Crucible, right? We have this new X-Men team, the Unlimited X-Men, okay? People are going to, some people are going to be building that team, right? We have, we have, a lot of folks, of course, are still building their Darkhold team. And once the new Horseman comes, you're going to need to build that character. So on top of all of that, all those different teams that we're talking about, we have the Wakandans. And to me, this seems to me pretty much like an optional team. I mean, the team it reminds me of is the Ravagers. That did have one new character who's quite good, Star-Lord T'Challa. And here there is one character who I think is genuinely great standalone. I did a video showing her in raids. That's Shuri. She's fantastic in tech raids. So I think a lot of players can benefit by bringing her up. And certainly, if you have a need to bring up one of these characters, by all means do so. For example, Killmonger can be useful in a Mercs team. M'Baku might be useful for some new players who need a tank in the Heroes campaign or in the Mystic campaign or something. But boy, this is going to be an expensive team for players to invest in. Let's take a look at why. So first of all, a lot of the new abilities in this team are locked behind T4s. So look at this. If you want that 50% drain, it's going to be locked behind a T4 in Crucible, okay? Here, you want 30% fill on your speed bar. That's a pretty big deal. That's locked behind another T4. Okay? So, you want, you want to get get a higher bleed on this character. It's going to be behind a T4. M'Baku, you want to lower armor by 30% for enemies with vulnerable behind a T4. So, you want to apply a vulnerable to characters that resist. That's behind a T4. There's just a lot of T4s on this team. And on top of all that, you've got a couple Mystic characters in this team. Black Panther, Mystic. M'Baku, Mystic. A lot of people have a crunch. But there's an even bigger crunch behind this team. If you can believe it, all of these characters use the exact same unique Vibranium. Every single one is a Vibranium character. Every single one of them. So can you imagine the backlog? So unless you've got tons and tons of Vibranium stored up, along with sufficient Mystic gear, you're not even going to be able to bring up this full team. It's just a massive gear crunch. Think like Oz Formula, but here you have literally it's worse than that. There's only 4 characters in the team that needed Oz Formula on the Web Warriors. Here you've got 5 characters that all need Vibranium. So there's a lot there. On top of all that, then the question is, what are you bringing up this team for? So presumably it's for Crucible. I'm getting a lot of players telling me, it's so important to do well in Crucible. Well, how do we know that? I mean, this is what we're seeing so far about the rewards. It looks to me on this that the first place player and the last place player are fairly close in terms of rewards, okay? Now, maybe I'm sure there's going to be other rewards, and there very well may be more of a reason to care about Crucible. But why be in a hurry to do that? Like, maybe Crucible is the most important thing ever. Well, your Wakandas will still be here. I mean, it's not like if you don't gear them now, then they like disappear or something. They'll still be in your roster. So just hold off and see how important they are. I mean, one thing to keep in mind, this is just one team. You're going to get a lot of other teams. So if you bring up for Scourge the Young Avengers, you can still use them in Crucible. I mean, they don't have special bonuses in Crucible, but they're a better team than the Wakandans overall. Just, maybe a little worse in Crucible, but you could still use them. So, if you bring up your Inhumans, which I wouldn't recommend, but if you do that, or if you bring up, for example, the A-Force, you can use them in Crucible. It's not clear to me how much this one team is going to impact everything for you in Crucible. So, to me, this is a trap. This is the sort of team they throw out there to get players excited about upgrading. And there's just too much to upgrade. I made a video recently called The Treadmill. And it was the reason I made that video is to help you guys understand that right now Scopely is purposely putting us in a position where you cannot upgrade everything. It used to be you had to upgrade one team to get a legendary. Now it's like, in this case, 3 teams that you might need to get a legendary. And now, before, they were introducing 3-4 characters per patch, but now they have all these reworks to go along with it, right? For this patch, we have the 3 new Unlimited X-Men. Then we've got this entire remade team, plus we have an A-Force team of 4. That is literally just, that's 12 characters just for one patch. If you try to keep up with everything, you will not have enough gear, enough gold, enough training mats to do it. That is precisely the point of what they're doing. So do not fall into Scopely's trap. Be careful. I'm not saying this team is not worth it. It may be, but proceed with a lot of caution. Make sure you have the gear for this, you have the resources for it, you have the Mystic gear, you have the Vibranium, and make sure this is really worth it for your roster, because for a lot of you, it just won't be. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. If you got comments, questions, cheers, happy, sad, angry, mad, you can put it below or go to my Discord. That's linked below. You can go to my Twitch stream. That is linked below too.